Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist. Today I'm going to be doing a Raidraptor deck profile. Now, it's been a little while since I actually deck profiled this deck. It's actually a lot of fun to be able to summon Raidraptor Ultimate Falcon, which is probably one of my favorite XYZ monsters in the entire game. Yes, I do have the Blackwing mat down. I am on both teams. I'm on Team Blackwing and Team Raidraptor, I know. I'd probably do a poll out there and see which one you guys like better. I personally am more of a fan of Blackwings, but I absolutely love the way that Raidraptors play, being able to summon Ultimate Falcon, and just be able to have your opponent not really have an out to it, because not a lot of people are main decking Kaijus to get rid of your Ultimate Falcon. So, without further ado, let's get straight on this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this video down in the comments down below. And hit that bell so you can become a part of the notification squad. And if you aren't subscribed, definitely consider subscribing too. It only takes a minute to make my day better by you clicking one button. So, let's get straight on into this and see what I'm playing. So, first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Tribute Lanius. I like 3 copies of Tribute Lanius because it's a good starter card. During your main phase, when it's normal or special summon this turn, you can send one Raidraptor monster from your deck to the grave. And during your main phase 2, if this card destroys an opponent's monster in battle, you can add a Rank Up Magic Quick Play spell card from your deck to your hand, which is really awesome. It actually searches our Doom double. And it also searches the Phantom Knight's rank up magic, which is something else that I play in this deck too. But it searches these two because it says only a quick play spell. So it searches these two out of the deck, which is pretty awesome. I actually love that. I wish it just said search a rank up magic, but hey, whatever. Then I play 1 copy of Sharp Lanius. It's just a good one-of. Once returned during your main phase, when it's normal summoned, you can target a face-up attack position monster on field and change its defense. And then during your main phase 2, if this card attacked, this turn you can target a Raidraptor monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which can kind of extend your plays a little bit. I think it's a good one-of. You could probably get away with not playing it at all, but I like it as a one-of. So I keep playing it. Then we play 3 copies of the main card of the deck, and that is 3 copies of Vanishing Lanius. Vanishing Lanius is once returned during your main phase, you can normal summon or special summon. If this card is normal or special summon this turn, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Raidraptor monster from your hand, which is really awesome. Being able to just have an additional Raidraptor on the field and being able to overlay, because that's what we're all about, is 2 card combos in this deck. Then we play 3 copies of Mimicry Lanius. Mimicry is sent to the graveyard by Tribute Lanius to get an additional search, because once returned during your main phase of its normal or special summon, you increase the level of all Raidraptor monsters you currently control by 1, which we never do. But during the main phase, if this card is in the graveyard, you can banish it, because if sent there this turn, you can banish it and then add a Raidraptor monster from your deck to your hand, which is really awesome, and I really love that effect. It's just an amazing effect, to be honest. Then we play 3 copies of Tribute or Fuzzy Lanius. If a Raidraptor monster is on your side of the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if it is sent to the graveyard, you can add a Raidraptor Fuzzy Lanius from your deck to your hand. So it replaces itself, but you can only special summon it once per turn. And you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this card or effect except Raidraptor monsters, which isn't that big of a deal because the majority of our extra deck is Raidraptors anyways. So we're really, strapping the helmet on and summoning all our Raidraptors. So then we play 1 copy of Singing Lanius. You could probably bump this up to 2 by dropping Tribute Lanius, and it would extend your plays a little bit more if you want to go that route. But basically, if you control an XYZ monster, you can special summon it from your hand. But you can only special summon it once per turn. And it's searchable, so that's why I only play it as a one-of. Booster Strix, I play as a one-of. This card actually outs Boral Sword, which is amazing. When a Raidraptor monster you control is targeted for an attack by an opponent's monster, you can banish this card from your grave and destroy the attacking monster. It can sit in your graveyard and your opponent will not realize it's in the grave. It's kind of like my little scary tech. Your opponent will forget that it's there, swing with a really big monster like Boral Sword that just can't be destroyed by battle. You go, okay, banish, pop your monster. And they'll go, wait, what? Especially because the majority of people don't play Booster Strix. They just play the regular Raidraptor engine, so I really like it as a one-of. Plus it's searchable, and it's a level 4, so you can normal summon it out, and with Pain Lanius, you can pay 100 life points, because this card has 100 attack. Basically, Pain Lanius' effect is you either, you target a Raidraptor monster you control, and then special summon this from your hand and lose either one that's less, either the attack or defense, as life points, and then this card's level becomes that level. I thought about playing this as a 3-of, but I just like it as a 2-of, to be perfectly honest with you. If you want to play it as a 3-of, drop out the Sharp and play it as a 3-of. Then I play 3 copies of Last Strix, which is my favorite card in the entire deck. Basically, if it's if a Raidraptor monster you control battles while you have no spell and trap cards on the field, you can during the damage calculation you can special summon this card. You contribute this card, but your opponent takes no damage for the rest of the turn, and then you get to special summon a Raidraptor XYZ monster from your extra deck, which then you can use a rank up spell and rank it up to get even bigger. Which usually I summon Satellite Cannon Falcon off of this, and then summon out on top of it the Ultimate Falcon. And then for the last 3 cards, I play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. You can play any hand trap you want. I know I'm going to say that until I get blue in the face. In every one of my videos I say this. But you can play any hand trap you want. I like to play Ash Blossom. It just depends on the scenario that you need. You can play Effect Veiler if you want to go more budget. You can play Droll if you want to just make it so your opponent can't add anything. I like Ash Blossom because I think it's the best of all the hand traps. When Null Nun comes out, if you're afraid of OTKs, play that. So... if Max C ever gets unbanned, play it as a 3 of. Always as a 3 of. At any number they let you play it at, you play it. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to play 3 copies of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is just an essential card in the deck that prevents our opponent from hand trapping us, and it's really, really important to play it. 1 copy of Monster Reborn is just a good extender to have in the deck. For our rank up magics, we're going to play 1 copy of Astral Force. I play Astral Force just because I think it's a good 1-of in the deck, and it reoccurs. It just keeps adding itself back to the hand. The Phantom Knight's Launch I play as a 1-of because it can let me go into Dark Requiem Dragon, and that's the only reason I play it. Doom Double, in case they destroy Lastrix, I can go into Satellite Cannon Falcon and just rank it all the way up to 8. Or if they destroy, what's his name? The level 6 one, or the rank 6 one. I forget his name. Revolution Falcon. I can go all the way up into Final Fortress Falcon because it doubles the level of the monster that's destroyed, which is amazing. Then I play 2 copies of Soul Shave Force. Now, this is how you go into Cyber Dragon Infinity. A lot of people were a little confused by that in the previous video. The way you summon Cyber Dragon Infinity in this deck is if you have like a rank 4 Raidraptor that gets destroyed, like for instance, let's say this is in defense position and you get your search off and then your opponent destroys this by battle. All you have to do is activate that. It revives your Force Strix from grave, and then you overlay Infinity on top of the Force Strix, and it gives you a free interruption on your opponent and a free negate, which is amazing. For the next 3, we play 3 copies of Raidraptor Skip Force. Basically, it says rank up your Raidraptor by 2 ranks, essentially. And during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it and then add in 1 Raidraptor monster in your grave, target a Raidraptor XYZ monster in your grave, and special summon it. If they somehow kaiju your Ultimate Falcon, you can use that ability to bring your Ultimate Falcon back, which is amazing. And Ultimate Falcon does not need materials. It does not care about materials. You can just use its effect where it's unaffected by everything, and it's a 35 beat stick, which is amazing. 1 copy of Nest, because it can search our Raidraptor monsters. If you control 2 or more Raidraptor monsters, you can add 1 Raidraptor monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is amazing. It's a good 1-of. I don't think it'd ever be a good 3-of in the deck. Maybe 2, but I like it as a 1-of. And then 3 copies of Allure of Darkness, because everything's dark in the deck except Ash Blossom. That's it for the spells. I play 1 trap in the deck. 1 trap. And I'll show you really quick, because everybody keeps telling me, you need to play this as a 1-of. You need to play this as a 1-of. I'm not a big fan of it, but I play it as a 1-of. And that's 1 copy of Readiness. If a Raidraptor monster you control... Raidraptor monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle, and if you have a Raidraptor monster in your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, and you take no battle damage for the rest of the turn. I think it's a good card to prevent your own, like, being OTK'd. I think it's a good 1-of, maybe 2. You could probably drop Astral Force and play the second one if you want to go that route, but I think it's a good 1-of. That's all I probably would play of this. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. At top. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck, and I'll show you that really quick. It's full of birds. Quick hint. It's totally full of birds. So we play 2 copies of Ultimate Falcon. Ultimate Falcon just essentially lets us... it's unaffected by all their card effects, which I think this is the first card that ever was unaffected by everything. And then you can detach a material from this card, and for the rest of the turn, all monsters your opponent controls lose 1,000 attack, which is just crazy. And then if it has a Raidraptor monster's XYZ material, you can, during the end phase, you can make all monsters your opponent control lose an additional 1,000 attack. If your opponent controls no face-up monster, you get to inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. Then I play one copy of the rank 12 Final Fortress Falcon. It's okay. It's a good card to have, but I don't usually make it over Ultimate Falcon. I just like Ultimate Falcon better. If this card has XYZ material that's a Raidraptor, as a material, it's unaffected by other card effects. Right there, it's not very good because you can just summon Ultimate Falcon, and Ultimate Falcon is already unaffected, but this has to have materials in order for it to be unaffected. And then once per turn, you can detach a material from this card and return all banished Raidraptor monsters to your graveyard up to twice per turn. When this card, attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can detach a material that's a Raidraptor monster from your graveyard, or you can banish a Raidraptor XYZ monster from your grave, and this card can make it a second attack in a row. It can help you OTK, but it's just a good one-of. I would never play this at 2. The card that I would play at 2, however, is Satellite Cannon Falcon. This card's really easy to summon out with Last Strix, and then rank up with Skip Force into your Ultimate Falcon. That's pretty much all I use it for, or Doom Double. One copy of Revolution Falcon. I make this quite a lot with Skip Force and Force Strix. It's just really good to be able to out your opponent's Link monsters, because you can, if it battles a monster, a special summon, it becomes 0, or if the attack becomes 0 of the special summon monster, and then once per turn, if this card has a Raidraptor XYZ monster, once per turn you can target a monster your opponent controls and destroy it, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of that monster's attack, which is just really good. And then I played 2 copies of Force Strix. Force Strix was actually the reason I wanted to build this deck to begin with, because I thought it was a really awesome looking card. And this card gains 500 attack and defense for each winged beast monster you control other than itself. And then once per turn, you can detach a material and then add a level 4 dark winged beast monster from your deck to your hand. I actually kind of teched this in Black Wings for a long time. I don't play it anymore because I go for more of the synchro variant, but it is an option. 1 copy of Blade Burner Falcon. If your opponent's life points are 3,000 higher than yours, this card becomes 4,000 attack. And then when this card destroys an opponent's monster of battle, you can detach any number of XYZ materials and destroy exactly that number of monsters your opponent controls. So it's basically Blade Burner Revenge Falcon, because it's going to come back for revenge, just for you dealing me having our life points. Big difference. Then I play 1 copy of Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon and 1 copy of XYZ Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. The reason I play these is because you can summon them really easily. You just make the Dark Rebellion and then detach the materials to give it more attack. And then after it gets all of its attack, you can activate like Phantom Launch and then summon Requiem, and then Requiem is just a monster, like literally a monster on the field. It's just a good another option. And then 1 copy of Infinity. Infinity is, I told you how to summon that already. You summon it with Shave Force, Soul Shave Force. Cool thing about Soul Shave Force is if you activate Soul Shave Force in the next turn, if they kill the Infinity, you can summon Blade Burner Falcon, and it automatically goes to 4,000 because you paid half your life points to go for the Infinity. So for the Link monsters, I play 1 Boral Sword and 2 Wee Witch, and that's it. Wee Witch just makes all my monsters go up by 500 because everything's dark except for Cyber Dragon Infinity. But it's just really good to have those Link arrows to be able to summon 2 Ultimate Falcons, and then you look at your opponent and go, GG? Question mark. So anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this deck down in the comments down below. It's a really fun deck. It's not a really expensive deck. I know I say that a lot about my decks, but a lot of the decks that I do build are budget decks that are kind of rogue decks. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell in there so you can become a part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys. DarkArmedDuelist out.